Welcome back to Massfield. It's time for Taste Appeal, and today we're joined by Brian Parsons. He is one of the cupcake makers at Bread Euphoria in Haydenville, and he's going to show us how to make some delicious cupcakes. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
So obviously a good cupcake starts with the cupcake, but then you can fill it, you can top it. So we're going to make a ganache.
Yep, we're going to make ganache, which is in its simplest form is just cream and chocolate. And you can add extra things to it, like Kahlua or butter. Make it rich. All different kinds of things.
But pretty much at its base, it's chocolate and cream.
That's it.
The same amount. What's the ratio?
Same 50-50 is easy. What we're doing here is a little bit more heavy on the chocolate, which you end up with a denser product. Good for piping. It kind of holds its form a little bit better. So we have 3 cups of chocolate and 2 cups of cream. So what we've done here is we have the cream just about up to a boil. You don't want to scald it too much. And you just want to pour that over the chocolate.
So I understand. So the more milk that you use, the more runny it becomes.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
And now, how do we put it all together?
And so at this point, what we want to do is we kind of want to let it sit for about 5 minutes for the chocolate to get all nice and warm, and then this right here we've got already sitting. So what you want to do is you want to take a whisk and you want to put it right down in the middle of it and slowly kind of just get it going, and you'll kind of feel it all start to come together.
Oh yeah, it's starting to. Oh, and it's turning a very nice color.
Magical thing happens, yes.
Now, if you were lactose intolerant or a vegetarian or a vegan, could you make something like a ganache without any of the milk?
Yep, you can use soy milk, you can use almond milk, you can use coconut milk. Really, it all works. I've actually taken a real liking recently to the coconut milk.
Yeah?
Yeah, and it's there's something for everybody out there.
Exactly, you can't go wrong.
No.
And these are one of those, these days, I mean, you must have great cupcakes, but these days you see cupcakes out there at the cupcake stores. They're $2, $3, $4, $5.
Yep.
I can't imagine that this is very expensive to make.
No. I mean, you can, obviously there's all different kinds of grades of chocolate out there, so you can get as extravagant as you want.
Now, when you pay a lot of money for chocolate, and you want to put it in a ganache, is it worth it?
I think so. I think it's always better to have
high
quality versus quantity.
So what would you go with then? Maybe. So what are some of your go-to chocolates?
This right here is Calibut chocolate, which is definitely a really nice chocolate. You can find something as simple as like Godiva. It's a little bit more mid-range, but whatever you can afford in this day and age.
That's true. Yeah, you got to find what you like and go with it.
Yeah.
So this is pretty good.
That's good. Yeah. So basically, after this will sit at room temperature in the fridge, it will solidify, and you'll end up with a consistency, like what we have here on these little bird's nest cupcakes.
Now, if you do it, you put it in the fridge, and then you realize that it's maybe too thick or not thick enough, can you add more chocolate into it or add more cream into it?
It's better to really just play around with the temperature of it. If it's too thin, then yes, you could warm it back up and put some more chocolate. You'd want to get the chocolate really, this was in a chip form, but if you have to add more, you'd want to get it more shredded, so it doesn't take as much for it to melt.
I gotcha.
But to play around the temperature, the microwave, really, 5-second bursts will take something that's maybe too cold and warm it up.
Really?
And, yep. Huh. Yeah, it's always slow. Slow is the best way to work with chocolate. Nothing too big.
Well, let's keep it going. What's the next step? So we have
next
ganache.
We got some ganache here already in a bag.
And now, so this is piping. Am I using the right bakery word?
Yes, you got it.
But what part is piping? Is this piping?
Well, it's a piping bag.
So what I'm doing is piping.
Exactly. Yep. So we're gonna this one. Actually, yeah, you got it right there.
Okay.
So we're gonna fill some of them. So we just take whatever you got in the kitchen,
take a knife,
make a little hole. Yeah.
All right.
And,
so you don't need a spoon or anything. I thought that would be harder somehow.
No, you can. I mean, whatever you got. Whatever. I'm kind of one of those MacGyver cooks. Whatever I have at hand will work.
That's important though, because a lot of people, they don't have the piping bags or they don't have these certain things, and they get nervous. They think that they can't do it, but they can.
No, you can take a piece of parchment paper and you can fold that up into a cone and basically make something that's a disposable, easy version. You're doing awesome. Wow, you're a professional. You need a job?
I've done a little piping in my day.
I can see.
I've been known to pipe once or twice.
Oh, that is fantastic.
Oh, I think I just exploded. That one's going to be the tastiest because I'm going to put a little extra in there.
There you go. Nice.
Now, there's also different kinds of piping. So we have 3 different ones here. What do we have?
This one, so that was the ganache. This is a chocolate buttercream, and this is a raspberry buttercream. Buttercream is your basic frosting. There's many recipes out there. You know, you can do great with Duncan Hines out of the store. You
Now,
know?
is making something like, because the ganache, I thought it was going to be harder. It's pretty easy. Is this similarly easy?
This is Italian buttercream, which is a pretty labor-intensive project. But you know, there's like the original, like you know, confectioner's frosting is something just as simple as